Did you know that the way most seniors cook and eat rice could be silently raising their blood sugar and wrecking their gut health every single day? You've done everything right. Cut down on sugar, take your medications on time, try to walk a little more. Yet your numbers barely move, and the bloating, fatigue, or even those stubborn sugar crashes still sneak in. It feels unfair, doesn't it? But here's the surprising truth. It might not be about what you're eating, but how you're eating it, especially when it comes to rice. The one food that's on nearly every senior's plate. In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 science-backed rice hacks that can help lower your blood sugar, reduce belly fat, and improve gut health. These are simple changes, no fancy tools, no new ingredients, just smart tweaks anyone can do starting today. I'm not here to scare you, I'm here to empower you. I've helped thousands of seniors understand their food better and regain control of their health naturally. So if you felt confused or let down by diets before, I promise, this video will give you clarity. Let's get started with the first powerful rice hack that could change how your body handles sugar, possibly forever. Now that you know how powerful rice can be, depending on how it's prepared, let's gently shift into something that most people skip, yet it's one of the easiest changes to make. Secret number 1, soak your rice. Most people rinse their rice quickly and toss it straight into the pot. But here's what they don't realize. That simple habit could be making rice harder to digest and less helpful for your body. When rice isn't soaked, it retains high levels of phytic acid, a natural compound found in the outer layer. While phytic acid isn't dangerous, it acts like a blocker. It binds to essential minerals like calcium, iron, magnesium, and zinc, making them harder for your body to absorb. This is especially challenging for seniors, whose digestion and nutrient absorption naturally slow down with age. Soaking rice, just 30 to 60 minutes in warm water, helps break down that phytic acid. It activates enzymes that soften the grains and release the nutrients inside. The result? A rice that's gentler on your gut, better for your blood sugar, and much easier to digest. I remember Mrs. Susan Miller, a sweet 72-year-old woman who always looked bloated after lunch. She wasn't overeating, she wasn't adding extra sugar. All she did was microwave leftover rice most days. When I asked about her cooking habits, we discovered she had never soaked her rice in her life. I gently encouraged her to try soaking it before cooking. Within a few weeks, the bloating reduced significantly. She even told me her energy after meals improved. That was all from one small change. To do this yourself, start by rinsing your rice 2 to 3 times until the water runs clear. Then soak it in warm water, not hot, for 30 minutes to 1 hour. Avoid soaking longer than 2-3 hours, especially in warmer climates, to prevent bacterial growth. After that, cook it like you normally would. You'll notice the texture changes too. It becomes softer, fluffier, and easier to chew, which is perfect for aging teeth and digestion. This isn't just a cooking tip, it's a health strategy. When you help your gut absorb more nutrients, you give your entire body the building blocks it needs to heal, fight inflammation, and stabilize blood sugar levels. Think of soaking rice like giving your body a head start. And the best part? It costs you nothing but a little time. No supplements, no expensive equipment, just warm water and patience. If you're thinking, can something this simple really help? I understand. I used to be skeptical too. But what I've seen in clinic after clinic is this. It's not always about doing more, but doing it smarter. And this smart habit is one of the easiest places to start. So now that you've seen how soaking rice can transform it into a more digestible, nutrient-packed food, get ready for something even more powerful. Because next, we're diving into a rice hack that doesn't just help with digestion, but actually reduces the blood sugar spike after a meal. Let's talk about cooling rice. Now that you've learned the power of soaking rice, let's take it one step further. This next method is even easier, and you don't have to change how you cook rice at all. Secret number 2, add vinegar. Yes, I'm talking about vinegar, just a spoonful, right into the rice water before cooking. It sounds too simple to matter, but believe me, the science behind it is powerful. Let me explain. Vinegar contains something called acetic acid. This natural compound slows down how quickly your stomach breaks down and absorbs carbohydrates. And when carbs break down more slowly, your blood sugar rises more gradually, giving your body more time to process it. This helps avoid those dangerous sugar spikes that make you feel tired, bloated, or dizzy after meals. In fact, a well-respected study from Johns Hopkins University found that adding vinegar to rice can reduce its glycemic index, that's the measurement of how fast a food raises your blood sugar, by up to 31%. That's a huge impact from such a tiny change. Now, here's how to do it. Before you hit the cook button on your rice cooker or put your pot on the stove, simply add 1 tablespoon of natural fermented vinegar, like apple cider vinegar or brown rice vinegar, into the water with your rice. Mix it gently, then cook as usual. And no, your rice won't taste like salad dressing. The vinegar scent and flavor disappear during cooking. What you're left with is the same delicious rice, just much better for your blood sugar and easier on your digestion. One of my favorite patient stories is Mr. Jerry Thompson, a 67-year-old retired mechanic. He came to me with borderline diabetes. His fasting blood sugar hovered around 125 minimum/DL, and he was terrified of going on insulin. We started with small changes. One of them was adding a spoonful of vinegar to his rice every day. Just that. No crash diets, no intense workouts. 2 months later, his blood sugar had dropped to 98 milligrams per liter. He called it his miracle spoon. But really, it wasn't a miracle. It was science in action. Now, a word of caution: if you have a sensitive stomach or acid reflux, start with half a tablespoon or even a teaspoon. Natural vinegar is gentler than synthetic versions, which can irritate your gut lining. So always look for raw, unfiltered, and fermented vinegar. Those are the ones with real health benefits. It's amazing how this small tweak can do so much. Seniors often think they have to overhaul their whole diet to see change. But sometimes one small, intentional change done consistently is the real breakthrough. When you know the why behind your food choices, you begin to feel empowered instead of overwhelmed. You're no longer guessing. You're taking action with confidence. And if you've ever felt like you're losing control of your health, let me remind you, you're not. Every spoonful you eat is a new opportunity to support your body. 1 spoon of vinegar today could mean more stable energy, better sleep, and a sharper mind tomorrow. Now that you've learned how to lower the glycemic impact of rice with just 1 tablespoon, get ready, because the next rice hack can actually turn leftover rice into a blood sugar-friendly superfood. You've now learned how soaking rice and adding vinegar can make a big difference. But what if I told you there's a way to turn your daily rice bowl into a powerful heart and blood sugar protector? Just by adding 1 humble ingredient. Secret number 3, the oatmeal golden ratio. Let's talk about oatmeal. Yes, the breakfast classic. Most of us think of it as something you eat with fruit in the morning, but few people know how powerful oatmeal becomes when paired with rice. Here's why. Oatmeal is rich in beta-glucan, a special kind of soluble fiber. Think of beta-glucan as a natural sponge. It soaks up bad cholesterol, LDL, in your digestive system and helps flush it out before it enters your bloodstream. That's already amazing for heart health, but it gets even better. Beta-glucan also slows down the digestion of carbohydrates. That means when you mix oatmeal with rice, your body absorbs the starch from rice more slowly, helping you avoid those sharp blood sugar spikes that leave you feeling tired, dizzy, or hungry again too soon. A landmark study from the National Institutes of Health found that when rice is mixed with just 5 to 7% oatmeal, the blood sugar response after meals drops by up to 43%. That's almost half, and all from a spoonful or 2 of this gentle, affordable grain. Let me introduce you to Mrs. Dorothy Smith, a 75-year-old retired nurse with high cholesterol and early-stage diabetes. She had tried everything: oat bran supplements, statins, green juices, but nothing seemed to stick. One day, we tried something unconventional. Instead of changing her meals entirely, we tweaked them. I told her to mix just 1 teaspoon of oatmeal into her cup of rice when cooking. At first, she was skeptical. She said, "Won't that taste weird?" But within weeks, her post-meal sugar crashes became less frequent. Her next lab results showed her LDL cholesterol had dropped and her fasting blood sugar was more stable. "That tiny spoon did more than all the pills I've taken," she told me with a smile. Here's how to do it yourself. Use your regular rice measurement, let's say 1 cup of rice, about 150 grams. Add 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of rolled oats or steel-cut oats, not instant, before cooking. This is what we call the golden ratio, roughly 5% to 7% oats to rice. Mix them well with the rice and water and cook as usual. Don't go overboard. While oatmeal is healthy, too much fiber at once, especially for seniors, can lead to bloating, gas, or indigestion. That's why we stick to this small, effective ratio. And one important note, if you have chronic kidney disease or are on dialysis, please consult your doctor before adding oatmeal. While oats are rich in fiber, they also contain phosphorus and potassium, which can be tricky for people with kidney issues. This simple hack isn't just about food, it's about reclaiming control. It's the idea that you don't need to give up comfort foods or buy expensive health products, you just need to be intentional. Your rice, your way, smarter, not stricter. And that's what I love most about this tip. It reminds us that healing doesn't have to be hard. Sometimes it starts with a single spoonful of something you already have in your kitchen. Now that you know how to turn your rice into a heart and blood sugar-friendly dish with oats, get ready, because the next hack will completely change how you treat leftover rice. And trust me, cooling your rice could be the most powerful trick yet. So far, we've explored how soaking, vinegar, and oatmeal can quietly but powerfully shift your health. But now, let's look at something golden. Literally. It's bright, warm, and sits quietly in most kitchen cabinets, yet many seniors have no idea how much healing it holds. If you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any future tips on managing blood sugar naturally. And if you have any questions or something you're struggling with, drop a comment below. I read every one, and I'm here to help. Secret number 4, turmeric power. Turmeric. You've likely heard of it in curry recipes or seen it in the spice aisle. But this golden powder is far more than just flavor. It's a natural insulin helper. The magic of turmeric lies in curcumin, its active compound. Curcumin is a strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory agent. But more importantly for you and me, it helps improve insulin sensitivity. That means your body becomes better at using the insulin it produces, which in turn helps keep blood sugar from swinging wildly after meals. According to a 10-year study by the National Institutes of Health, people who consumed turmeric regularly saw a 23% improvement in insulin resistance. That's nearly as effective as some diabetes medications without the side effects. And when it comes to protecting your gut health, turmeric also supports healthy digestion and calms inflammation in the intestines. It's a triple win. I'll never forget one of my patients, Mrs. Helen Clark, a 69-year-old retired librarian. She loved food but hated pills. Her blood sugar was creeping higher each year, and she was already on 2 medications. We started with one change. She began sprinkling a pinch of turmeric onto her warm rice every day. At first, she wasn't sure about the taste. So we started small, just a little dusting. But within 3 months, her post-meal sugars became more stable. At her next checkup, we were able to lower one of her medications. She looked at me with tears and said, "I didn't think something so simple could make this much difference." Here's how to use it. After your rice is cooked and still warm, sprinkle 1 to 2 small pinches of pure turmeric powder and stir it in. Start with less if you're not used to the taste. Make sure to use pure turmeric powder, not curry powder, which often has added salt, preservatives, and other spices that may not help your condition. Important note, if you have gallbladder issues, are taking blood thinners, or have certain health conditions, please consult your doctor before using turmeric daily. Though natural, it's still powerful and can interact with medications. Turmeric doesn't just help with blood sugar, it brings a sense of empowerment. For many seniors, managing diabetes can feel like giving things up. No sugar, no fun, no flavor. But turmeric shows us that you can add, not just subtract. You can enjoy rich flavor and better health in the same spoonful. And maybe that's the most beautiful part of all. You don't need to chase down fancy supplements or complex diets. You can start with what's already in your spice drawer, used intentionally with purpose. Now that you've seen how a tiny pinch of turmeric can support insulin sensitivity and calm your gut, get ready for the final and most surprising rice hack yet. A method that transforms cold rice into a natural blood sugar shield. We've come a long way. Soaking, vinegar, oats, turmeric. Each one builds on the last. But now, we've reached the final rice hack, and it might just be the most unexpected of them all. Secret number 5. Cool and reheat. Yes, something as simple as letting your rice cool after cooking, just for a little while, can transform it into a completely different kind of food. And for seniors, this small step can mean major progress for both blood sugar and gut health. Here's what happens. When you cool freshly cooked rice for about 30 minutes to an hour, something special occurs in its structure. The starches begin to change. The regular starch turns into what's called resistant starch. Resistant starch doesn't get digested in the stomach or small intestine like normal carbs. Instead, it travels to your large intestine, where it feeds the good bacteria in your gut. This not only improves digestion and reduces bloating, but also supports a stronger immune system, which, as we age, becomes more and more important. But here's where it gets even more interesting. An Oxford University study found that by simply cooling and reheating rice, the level of resistant starch can increase by up to 18%. That's a big shift, especially when you're looking to balance blood sugar without cutting rice completely out of your life. Let me tell you about Mr. Donald Robinson, a 74-year-old grandfather who came to me frustrated with constant bloating, irregular digestion, and rising blood sugar, despite taking his medications and trying to eat healthy. He told me, "Doc, I've done everything. I even stopped eating rice, but I still feel awful." Instead of removing rice, we flipped the script. I taught him how to cook his rice, then let it cool for 30-60 minutes with the lid open, then reheat it gently before eating. He did this 3 times a week, mixing it with fiber-rich veggies and a little protein. A month later, Mr. Robinson walked into my office smiling. His digestion had dramatically improved. No more painful bloating and regular bowel movements for the first time in years. Even his blood sugar was more stable after meals. "I feel lighter," he said. "And all I did was cool my rice?" Here's how you can do it too. After your rice finishes cooking, turn off the heat and open the lid. Let it cool for about 30 to 60 minutes. If you're in a hot climate, avoid letting it sit longer than an hour to prevent bacteria growth. You can then reheat it gently before serving, or refrigerate it for up to 1-2 days and reheat later. Don't microwave it at high power. That can destroy some of the resistant starch. Instead, warm it slowly on the stove or at low power in the microwave. This hack isn't just about science, it's about possibility. Many seniors are told their best days are behind them, but small steps like this prove that health can still improve at any age. Think about that. By simply changing the temperature of your rice, you're feeding your gut, balancing your blood sugar, and protecting your body's ability to heal itself. No pills, no diets, just a little patience and intention. And perhaps the most beautiful part, you're not removing anything. You're keeping your favorite food, just treating it better, and in return, it treats you better too. Now that you've seen all 5 rice hacks, each one simple, science-backed, and senior-friendly, let's bring everything together in the final part of this video. And trust me, the conclusion may be the most important message you hear today. Did you know that 1 bowl of white rice can spike your blood sugar just like drinking a can of soda? It's shocking, but true, especially for people living with diabetes. And if you're like most diabetics, rice isn't just food, it's comfort. It's family dinners, warm memories, culture. But every time you eat it, there's that same fear. Is my sugar going to shoot up again? You've probably tried cutting it out, maybe even felt guilty after eating it. It's frustrating and it feels unfair. But what if I told you? There is a way to enjoy rice without the blood sugar crash. Not all rice is created equal, and some types can actually help stabilize your glucose when eaten right. In this video, we'll uncover the 6 best rice varieties for diabetics, including one that may even help lower your sugar, not raise it. You'll also learn smart tips on how to cook and combine them so you can finally enjoy rice again without fear. This channel is built to support people like you who want real answers, not just theories. We break down science in a simple, honest way. No fluff, no fear, just facts that work. So if you're tired of confusion and ready for clarity, you're in the right place. Rice number 6. Whole arborio rice. Now that we know rice doesn't have to be the enemy, let's take a closer look at one type of rice that stands out from the rest, especially for diabetics looking to balance both taste and blood sugar. See, the problem with most white rice is that it's been stripped of its fiber, minerals, and protective outer layers. What's left is mostly starch, fast-burning, high glycemic, and guaranteed to spike your blood sugar like a rocket. But when you leave the grain whole, you slow everything down. You get more fiber, more nutrients, and way less impact on your glucose. And that's exactly where whole arborio rice comes in. Whole arborio rice is a game changer. It's not just better than white rice, it's a completely different experience. While most people know arborio rice from creamy Italian risottos, the whole grain version keeps its natural bran and germ intact. That means more nutrition, more fiber, and slower digestion, key for keeping blood sugar stable. When you cook it, whole arborio rice still has that rich, velvety texture we love in risotto. Picture this: a warm bowl of mushroom risotto, full of earthy aroma and flavor, but with none of the usual blood sugar roller coaster. That's the power of using the right kind of rice, prepared the right way. But the benefits go far beyond blood sugar. This rice is packed with B vitamins like thiamine and niacin that support brain function and energy metabolism. It's also rich in magnesium and phosphorus, which help strengthen bones and regulate nerve signals. For people with diabetes, magnesium in particular can play a key role in improving insulin sensitivity. And let's not forget the fiber, something most people don't get enough of. Fiber helps you feel full longer, slows down the absorption of carbs, and keeps your digestive system running smoothly. For diabetics, that means fewer spikes, fewer crashes, and more steady energy throughout the day. Even better, whole arborio rice is versatile. You can use it in savory dishes like seafood risotto, roasted veggie bowls, or even add it to soups for a hearty boost. It also works in healthy desserts, like rice pudding, made with almond milk, cinnamon, and a touch of vanilla. Just make sure to soak it beforehand. This not only softens the grain, but also helps preserve nutrients during cooking. And here's something beautiful. Whole arborio rice has a story. It's traditionally grown in Italy's Piedmont region, where rice isn't just food, it's part of the land, the culture, the heart of family meals. Farmers there tend their crops with care, ensuring every grain delivers both nourishment and history to your plate. So when you eat whole arborio rice, you're not just doing something good for your body. You're connecting with tradition, with flavor, and with a healthier version of comfort food. That's what eating with diabetes should feel like. Not like a punishment, not like fear, but like hope with every bite. Because you can enjoy real food, you can protect your blood sugar, and you deserve both. Whole arborio rice proves that taste and health don't have to be enemies. They can be partners on your journey to healing. And here's the best part. Whole arborio rice isn't even the best one on the list. That's right. There are still 5 other powerful rice options you need to know about. Each one offers something unique. And the next one, it just might surprise you. Let's move on to rice number 5. It's not only low glycemic, but also rich in antioxidants that protect your cells from damage. Rice number 5, red rice. Now that we've uncovered the creamy richness of whole arborio rice, let's take a bold step forward with a rice that's not just nutritious, but beautiful too. Let's talk about red rice. At first glance, red rice stands out because of its rich reddish-brown color. But that color isn't just for looks, it's a sign of power. That natural pigment comes from anthocyanins, the same antioxidants found in blueberries and purple cabbage. These compounds are known to fight inflammation, protect your cells from damage, and improve heart health. But for people with diabetes, red rice offers something even more important: blood sugar stability. You see, the problem with many types of rice isn't just the carbs, it's how fast those carbs hit your bloodstream. White rice digests quickly, spiking your glucose like a sugar bomb. But red rice? It slows everything down. Thanks to its high fiber content, red rice takes longer to break down in your system. That means a slower, more stable rise in blood sugar, without the sharp peaks and crashes that leave you feeling drained, dizzy, or anxious. For diabetics, this makes all the difference. But red rice isn't just healthy, it's delicious. Imagine the aroma of red rice simmering on the stove, blending with hints of cumin or turmeric. That deep, nutty scent, that slightly chewy bite. Whether you serve it warm with roasted vegetables or chilled in a zesty salad with olive oil and herbs, red rice doesn't just support your health, it celebrates it. And there's more. Red rice also contains natural compounds that help lower bad cholesterol and improve heart function. For someone managing diabetes, heart health is crucial. Diabetes increases your risk of cardiovascular issues, so eating foods that protect your arteries while balancing your sugar is a smart, strategic choice. It's easy to make too. Just rinse, soak if you have time, then simmer in salted water until tender. Want to boost the benefits? Cook it with low-sodium vegetable broth. Add garlic, turmeric, or even a bay leaf. Each little touch brings comfort, flavor, and healing together in one bowl. And don't forget, the fiber in red rice helps with more than just blood sugar. It helps you feel full longer, supports your digestion, and can even assist with weight control, something many type 2 diabetics struggle with. But maybe the most powerful thing about red rice is what it represents. It proves you don't have to choose between health and happiness. You can have food that's beautiful, deeply satisfying, and healing all at once. It reminds us that healing with diabetes isn't about deprivation, it's about intelligent choices. Choices that honor both your body and your culture. Choices that make you feel proud, not punished. So yes, red rice is a fantastic option, but guess what? We're not done yet. There are 4 more amazing rice varieties still to come. And the next one might be even more surprising, especially if you've been told to avoid rice altogether. Let's take a look at rice number 4, a traditional grain with a hidden benefit that could actually improve insulin sensitivity. Rice number 4, black rice. After exploring the earthy beauty of red rice, let's shift gears to something darker, richer, almost mysterious. Let's talk about black rice, also known as forbidden rice. At first glance, its deep purple-black color makes it look more like a superfood than a grain, and that's not far from the truth. But the reason it's so special for people with diabetes lies far beyond its color. You see, most common types of rice digest quickly and spike your blood sugar. But black rice is different. Thanks to its high fiber and protein content, black rice breaks down slower in your system, helping you avoid dangerous sugar spikes and crashes. Fiber slows carb absorption. Protein helps you feel full. Combined, they make black rice a powerful ally in managing type 2 diabetes. But there's something else that sets this rice apart. Its antioxidant content. Black rice contains more antioxidants than blueberries. Yes, really. The dark color comes from anthocyanins, plant compounds that fight inflammation, protect your cells, and improve your immune system. For someone living with diabetes, this matters deeply. Because high blood sugar isn't just about numbers. It damages cells, weakens immunity, and leads to long-term complications. Antioxidants like the ones in black rice help protect you from that damage. And don't think it's just healthy, it's delicious too. Black rice has a slightly chewy texture and a subtle nutty flavor that adds depth to any dish. It turns a simple plate into something bold and elegant. Imagine serving it warm with roasted vegetables and grilled salmon, or tossing it in a fresh salad with walnuts, roasted pumpkin, and a drizzle of olive oil. That's not just a healthy meal, it's a meal you'll crave. You can even get creative, add it to soups, grain bowls, or use it as a beautiful base for protein-rich stir-fries. Every bite delivers flavor, fiber, and protection all in one. On top of that, black rice is also rich in iron, a mineral many people with diabetes struggle to maintain. Low iron can lead to fatigue, brain fog, and weakened immunity. Adding iron-rich foods like black rice helps restore energy and support your body's natural healing. Cooking it is simple. Rinse well, soak for a few hours, and simmer with water and a pinch of salt. To take it up a notch, try cooking it with garlic, onion, or a splash of homemade broth. The aroma is amazing and the taste, even better. But black rice isn't just food, it's history. In ancient China, it was called forbidden rice because it was once reserved for royalty. Only emperors could eat it. Today, it's available to all of us, and it offers royal benefits to those who choose it wisely. And maybe that's what makes black rice so powerful. It reminds us that food can be beautiful, nourishing, and even empowering. That you don't have to give up richness or flavor just because you live with diabetes. You just have to know where to look. So if you've been missing variety, missing depth, or just missing joy in your meals, black rice might be the answer. And here's the exciting part. We're still climbing. Black rice is amazing, but the next rice on our list, it's one of the most affordable and accessible options out there, yet few people realize just how helpful it can be for blood sugar control. Let's head into rice number 3, where budget meets blood sugar balance in the most surprising way. Number 3, basmati rice. After diving into the rich, royal world of black rice, it's time to shift into something lighter, more aromatic, but just as powerful. Let's talk about a rice that's not only delicious but surprisingly diabetic-friendly, basmati rice. Now, most people associate rice with high blood sugar. And, honestly, that concern is valid. Most white rice varieties do spike your glucose quickly. But basmati rice, especially the brown whole grain version, is different. Why? Because it has a low to moderate glycemic index. That means your body digests it slower, so sugar is released into your bloodstream more gradually. For someone managing diabetes, that slower release can make a huge difference in how you feel after eating. Let's break that down simply. When you eat high glycemic rice, your sugar rises fast and crashes fast. This can leave you tired, moody, and hungry again soon after eating. But basmati rice helps prevent that roller coaster, especially the brown basmati variety. It's higher in fiber, which naturally slows down carbohydrate digestion. It also helps you feel fuller for longer, which means less snacking, fewer cravings, and more control over your eating. If you've ever eaten a meal and felt hungry an hour later, you know how frustrating that can be, especially when you're trying to manage your sugar. But with basmati rice, that full, satisfied feeling actually sticks around. And here's the best part. It's delicious. Basmati rice is known for its long, slender grains and distinctive aroma. That smell? It's because of a natural compound called 2-acetyl-1-pyrroline, the same one that gives popcorn and jasmine flowers their unique scent. When cooked right, basmati becomes light, fluffy, and fragrant, perfect as a base for dozens of meals. Want something savory and deeply satisfying? Try chicken biryani, a traditional Indian dish that combines basmati rice with spices like cumin, turmeric, and fresh herbs. Not only is it packed with flavor, but the spices themselves, especially turmeric, also have anti-inflammatory and blood sugar regulating properties. Prefer something sweet? Make a coconut basmati pudding with cinnamon and a few chunks of mango. It's exotic, comforting, and full of fiber and nutrients. Yes, even dessert can be both joyful and responsible when you use the right ingredients. And the story behind basmati rice is just as rich as its flavor. It's grown at the foothills of the Himalayas, where farmers have been perfecting their cultivation techniques for centuries. They treat rice not as a commodity, but as a legacy. That's why each grain of authentic basmati rice is loaded with not only taste, but trust. This matters more than you think. When you're living with diabetes, eating well isn't just about numbers. It's about building a relationship with food again. You want meals that nourish your body and lift your spirit. Basmati rice does both. It shows us that you don't have to sacrifice your love for rice. You just have to choose wisely. Because food isn't just fuel, it's comfort, culture, and connection. And with basmati rice, you get all of that without the sugar crash. And here's what's truly exciting. Basmati rice is one of the most accessible and affordable smart carb options available in many local markets. You don't need fancy health food stores or expensive imports, just a better understanding of what's good for your body. But stay with me because we're not done yet. The next rice on our list might be one you've never considered before, but it's packed with ancient healing benefits that can actually improve insulin sensitivity over time. Let's move into rice number 2 and explore how an ancient grain is making a powerful comeback in modern diabetic diets.
Rice number 2, wild rice.
After discovering the fragrant joy of basmati rice, let's take a deeper dive into a grain that isn't technically rice at all, yet might be one of the most powerful foods a diabetic can eat. Let's talk about wild rice. Despite its name, wild rice is actually the seed of an aquatic grass that grows in shallow lakes and streams mainly across North America. And while it may look a little different on your plate, it's packed with nutrients your body will absolutely thank you for. Here's why. Most people with diabetes are told to avoid carbs, and often that means saying goodbye to comforting starchy dishes. But wild rice breaks the rules in the best way possible. It's not just low in calories, it's high in protein, high in fiber, and low on the glycemic index. That trifecta makes it a blood sugar-friendly superstar. Let me break it down. Protein and fiber are key when it comes to slowing digestion. The slower your food is digested, the slower sugar enters your bloodstream, giving you stable energy without the spikes and crashes. And that's exactly what wild rice does. But that's not all. Wild rice also has a slightly chewy texture and nutty flavor that turns any dish into a gourmet experience. It feels like an indulgence without the guilt. Imagine tossing it into a colorful salad with arugula, roasted carrots, and feta cheese, or folding it into a warm mushroom soup with garlic and herbs. These aren't just meals. They're nourishment for your body, your taste buds, and your peace of mind. And if you're someone who loves pairing grains with protein, wild rice is a perfect match. It goes beautifully with grilled salmon, lean chicken breast, or sautéed tofu. Add some steamed broccoli and a sprinkle of toasted almonds, and you've got a plate full of flavor and function. Now let's talk about something often overlooked: antioxidants. People with diabetes are often at higher risk of oxidative stress, which can damage cells and lead to complications over time. Wild rice contains natural antioxidants like flavonoids and phenolic acids that help fight inflammation and protect your cells. In other words, it's not just helping your blood sugar, it's helping your entire body stay stronger, longer. And there's more to love. Wild rice is naturally gluten-free, full of essential minerals like magnesium, zinc, and phosphorus, and supports heart health, something every diabetic should prioritize. Cooking it takes a little longer, about 40 to 45 minutes, but trust me, it's worth every second. Boil it in plenty of water with a pinch of salt. You'll know it's ready when the grains start to split and curl slightly, revealing their tender inner layers. Want to add even more flavor? Try cooking it in vegetable or bone broth, or toss in bay leaves, thyme, or chopped onions while it simmers. But wild rice isn't just a healthy choice, it's a cultural treasure. For centuries, Native American tribes across the Great Lakes region harvested wild rice by hand. They called it manumin, which means the good berry. It was sacred, respected, and a central part of tribal life and nutrition. So when you eat wild rice, you're not just choosing a smart carb, you're tapping into a deep and rich food tradition, one that respected the earth and honored the connection between food and healing. And that's a powerful reminder. Diabetes doesn't mean cutting joy from your meals. It means getting wiser about what you choose. Wild rice is proof that simple, whole foods can still surprise you with flavor, with strength, and with history. So, are you ready for what's next? Because we've now arrived at the #1 rice on our list. And this one? It's not just the healthiest. It might completely change the way you think about rice, carbs, and diabetes altogether. Let's head into rice #1. An ancient grain with blood sugar benefits backed by science and tradition.
Rice number 1, whole jasmine rice.
After exploring the wild richness of rice number 2, we finally arrived at the top of our list. Rice number 1, the most elegant, comforting, and surprisingly powerful grain for blood sugar control. Whole jasmine rice. If you've ever walked past freshly steamed jasmine rice, you know that smell. It's light, floral, almost calming. But what many people don't know is that whole grain jasmine rice, the brown version, is much more than a delicious side dish. It's a smart, blood sugar-friendly alternative to white rice that still gives you the flavor and texture you love. So what makes whole jasmine rice so special, especially for people managing diabetes? The answer lies in what it keeps. Unlike white jasmine rice, which has had its outer layers stripped away, the whole grain version retains the bran and germ, the parts of the grain that are rich in fiber, antioxidants, and minerals. That fiber does more than aid digestion. It slows the absorption of carbs, giving your body more time to process glucose. That means fewer spikes, less insulin stress, and a steadier flow of energy. And because of that, jasmine rice doesn't just satisfy your stomach, it satisfies your body's need for balance. Brown jasmine rice also contains a key mineral called manganese, which plays a big role in blood sugar regulation, bone strength, and even brain health. And since managing diabetes means taking care of your whole system, not just glucose levels, every nutrient counts. But let's step out of the science for a moment and into your kitchen. Imagine this. You're cooking a simple dinner. You add a handful of whole jasmine rice to the pot. As it simmers, the soft floral aroma fills the air, soothing, almost meditative. Now pair it with a creamy vegetable curry or a stir-fry with coconut chicken, and suddenly, you have a meal that's not only diabetic safe, but deeply satisfying. Whole jasmine rice has a gentle, slightly sweet flavor that pairs beautifully with bold spices like turmeric, garlic, and ginger ingredients that also help fight inflammation and regulate blood sugar. It's food that comforts without compromising. And for those who've been told they have to give up rice forever, that they'll never enjoy a real Asian dish again, this rice is proof that's not true. You don't need to say goodbye to your culture or your cravings. You just need to choose wisely. And whole jasmine rice is that choice. Cooking it is easy. Rinse it well to remove extra starch. Cook in water with a pinch of salt, and if you'd like, toss in a bay leaf or a few slices of fresh ginger. The result? A warm, fluffy, flavorful base for just about any dish. And here's something beautiful. Whole jasmine rice is deeply rooted in Thai tradition. Grown for centuries in the fertile fields of Thailand, this rice isn't just food. It's part of a legacy of care, nourishment, and simplicity. When you eat it, you're not only feeding your body, you're connecting with a culture that sees food as healing. This is what eating with diabetes should look like. Not bland, not boring, not restrictive, but joyful, intentional, and empowering. Because let's be honest, you didn't choose this diagnosis, but you can choose how to live with it. And every grain of whole jasmine rice is a small, delicious step toward balance, hope, and healing. So now that you've discovered the best rice for managing diabetes without giving up joy or taste, what's next? Well, before you change your grocery list, let's quickly recap everything we've learned so you can feel confident choosing the right rice for your journey. Managing diabetes doesn't mean giving up the foods you love. It means learning how to make better, smarter choices. And now you've got 6 powerful types of rice that can help you do just that. Each one we covered today, whether it's wild, red, black, basmati, arborio, or whole jasmine, is more than just a grain. It's a way to enjoy your meals again without fear, to bring flavor back to your table, and to remind yourself that food can still be healing, satisfying, and full of joy even with diabetes. If this video gave you new hope or a fresh perspective, then don't stop here. Check the first comment below to get your copy of our free digital recipe book, packed with practical, tasty ideas designed for people just like you. It's helping thousands take control, one meal at a time. But supplies are limited, so grab yours while it's still available. And if you're wondering what to drink with those meals to keep your blood sugar steady, click the next video right here on the screen. It reveals the #1 drink that helps lower blood sugar naturally. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Thank you for spending this time with me. You're not alone on this journey. And together, one smart choice at a time, we can make diabetes easier to live with and life a little sweeter. Hit subscribe, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching our video today. If you found this video helpful, please drop a like and subscribe button to support us. We truly appreciate you support, and it will motivate us to continue make more information video to help you all. Thank you and goodbye.